Hi guys, it's me, Lenica. I'm going to be joined by two special guests today. We have Buster here, just got off the wheel. He's gonna be chewing on some toilet paper roll here. And Jerry is making his bed, I think. So they're going to be joining us today as we try out Murkalot in Battle for Azeroth. I predicted back in Legion that he'd be super OP, and he is. He's really, really good. Probably worth $250. I don't know though. It's pet battles. Probably not worth. It's WoW. Definitely not worth. Anyways, I spent $250 on him, so this is what I'm doing with him now. And he's pretty good. His first team here is going to be Murkalot, Blackfuse Bombling, Twilight Clutch Sister, and get started here. It's going to open up with the Righteous Inspiration into an Armageddon is generally what we want to go for, but if your opponent uses any sort of defensive, you generally have to abandon that strat. The safe way is to just wait until they use a defensive and then use your Righteous Inspiration, but I didn't really want to take a dot on my humanoid, so I went ahead and just went for it, just in case he opened up with a bleed instead of a crouch. Which would have been, personally, if I had been him, I would have played the mind game, and I would have gone for the... no, I think the crouch was the good move, because I think that was... well, it's definitely the correct move in this situation. It paid off, because it stopped me from doing what I wanted to do. So that was a good crouch there. I'm going to swap now because I have Shattered Defenses. I have Shattered Defenses. Sorry about that. Buster's a little antsy. He's on the wheel here. How's it going, guys? Oh, there's Jerry. So cute. Anyways, so back to the pet battle. I have Shattered Defenses and a bleed on my Murkalot now. By the way, that crouch there at the end was a misplay by him. He should not have done that second crouch. He had too little health to benefit from it. Gets a crit on my dragon, but that's better than killing my Murkalot, which is what he certainly would have done if he had stayed in. So I'll be able to throw up a dodge now, get out some AoE. And I have a dragon racial now, so I can dot him up. Alrighty, so he's probably predicting a Righteous Inspiration here, so I will go ahead and Blessed Hammer instead. And at this point, there's nothing he can do. A Flame Jet would kill him even if he healed. So there we go. Even if you get countered, as he did with that crouch in the beginning, you can still pull out wins, but they're usually a lot closer and require some luck or, you know, kind of mistakes from your opponent. Still incredibly overpowered. So he's going to go ahead and AoE me. It's weak damage to my bird, which means I have to stay in and take some damage before I can swap out. And that's the awkward thing about this team. This is a team by Michael Leo. And first of all, it's weak to mechanicals, so you have to be careful not to, you know, play it whenever there's mechanicals in the meta. And second of all, you have to basically open up your P-Chick and take more damage on your P-Chick than you do on your Nexus Whelpling before you use your Righteous Inspiration, or your Righteous Inspiration will swap you into your bird, and that's not what you're looking for. You're looking for a Righteous Inspiration into a Mana Surge from a Power Nexus Whelpling one-shot, And there you go. That's how it's done. That's the strat behind the team, and it works well, like I said, against everything except mechanicals. And there's a black claw. He's going to try to burst me down with that beast. He almost gets away with it. If he got a crit, I think he'd kill me. Maybe. Maybe I think he needed 2 crits. But I get the kill here on that beast first. And I have Shadow Defenses. I'm expecting him to have the other ability, Slicing Winds, because at least that is slightly less garbage. Both abilities are garbage, though. It's unfortunate, because otherwise that'd be kind of a cool pet. Low health bird, high power, though, with the heal and a lift off. That's kind of a nice build for PvP, I think. But unfortunately, that low health just means he gets 3-shot by no matter whatever hits him. Unless it's like a low power beast attack. Hey, what's going on? Oh, they're fighting over it. I see. I guess I should find them something else to chew on. Well, they'll chew on their house. They like doing that. Oh, this guy. Okay, so Craven, the Wolvar pup. I love this team against him because his trap just screws with me so much, and it infuriates me. He gets so many BS wins that he shouldn't have any business getting against me. Not that he shouldn't beat me. I mean, this guy beats me all the time fair and square. Like, and I mean fair and square as in not just RNG wins with the trap. He all the time just beats me by outplaying me. But most of the time, I'd say his wins are just, you know, primarily to the trap going off and screwing with me. So whenever I have arcane wins, he's basically toast. There's so little he can do. Still a close game, because he's a good player and this is a good team. So he's thinking about which pet he wants to die. It's going to be that aquatic, that's pretty good for me. I don't know, it's mixed feelings. That aquatic is so dangerous to leave towards the end because I don't like to let pets die, and that means that I leave pets at low health, and so then he has a surge and he cleans up all 3 of my pets easily. So it's good that he lost the aquatic, but it's obviously was a good swap for him to soak the damage with the aquatic because that aquatic has a bad matchup against my flyer end game. Still, I'm not sure. I think maybe it would have been better for him to soak it on the elemental, because that aquatic is a better cleanup pet. So we'll throw out some AoE. Gonna take a bleed. I probably should have gone for a Quills on that last turn instead of the bleed, but it's okay. I'm kind of trying to make it less obvious what I'm going for. And this guy's really good, so if I commit too hard into like a one-shot or something, he could always just soak it with his Wolvar pup. That's what he's very smart about doing, is he doesn't leave one pet left. Which is what you have to do against Murkalot. You can't leave 1 pet left, or else I'll just one-shot you with a Righteous Inspiration Falling Murloc. So kudos to him, but that's why AoE is so good, is even if he plays smart like that and leaves his Wolvar pup, which is just barely faster than my Murkalot as well, and will easily kill me with a ball after I have a bleed, no matter what health I'm at, really. If it's anything other than 100%, I'm dead. Really. But there's the Righteous Inspiration. Arcane Storm, thank goodness he didn't have Toothy, or he would have just surged me in GG. So that's why I think he should have soaked that Mana Surge with Elemental. And I'm sure if I played him the next game, that's probably what he did. He adapts well. And I play him all the time. I've played him hundreds of times on that same team. Anyways, here's an Imp Blossoming Ancient team. So he misplays this opener. This is my take on Michael Leo's team. And I substitute the autumnal sproutling for the Nexus Whelpling just to give myself a much better matchup against mechanicals. Just, you know, damage diversity is nice. And also, the heal is really OP, because what you can do is you can, you know, throw out a 1380 one-shot, and... Right, that was almost a one-shot. Now, he misplays this. He's faster than me, and he should go for a Cauterize. But he just goes for a heal. I mean, for backline healing instead, which is... It's going to work, because I don't have enough AoE damage to kill him, really. But, he should have Cauterized, because I just hit him for, you know, 1380 damage. He's going to Cauterize for the regular amount plus 690. That's a huge heal that he's wasting out on. But he probably forgot he was faster than me or something, because I just lost my Righteous Inspiration is my guess. Or maybe he just didn't think that I was going to lose, or that I was going to beat him. He has a good team, and maybe he was overconfident. I don't know. But it was definitely a mistake. Alright, I've heard of that enough. I'm going to go ahead and throw up a Rain Dance. I think that Feign Death is better than Rain Dance, by the way. It synergizes better with the team, because your strat, of course, is you open with Arcane Storm, and then you Feign Death into Murkalot, and then you Righteous Inspiration into a Fist of the Forest, which will one-shot something, with Arcane Winds up, so you can't ever be stunned or rooted or anything. You know, nothing's going to happen that's going to mess with your Righteous Inspiration, except maybe a blind or a decoy or a block or something. There are way fewer things that can mess with you, and, you know, at the end of the day, you're dealing with 9 abilities. Like, you know, you just have to deal with what's in front of you, so... That Arcane Storm's can eliminate like half of what is potentially out there. In addition to giving you some fat cleave damage and a Weather Changer, which is pretty crucial against a Blossoming Ancient. Also, a Weather Changer that doesn't buff healing is very nice. So he has a Root, it does strong damage, but I mean, Sunny Day plus Photosynthesis, Rawful. Get a crit, that's pretty nice for me. He doesn't attack me, so, you know, I'm just healing. Too much. Stalling is very, very bad against Murkalot, because I just get my cooldowns back and then my one-shot's available and it's over. So there's a Cauterize, but, you know, yeah. Should have used it earlier. Clearly it'd be off cooldown by now. And it also, he would be way higher health. Not that it really matters though. At the end of the day, all I have to do is hit him for, you know, below 1380 health, and then I just one-shot him. So this is super awkward. I basically just have to let my P-Chick die instead of being able to... Well, it's not that awkward. Because if I Feign Death right now, I would bring in my Autumnal Sproutling instead of my Murkalot. But still, Feign Death is, I think, superior in as a choice for this particular team. Because you don't have any Cyclone or When Elix Fly or Cataclysm or anything to benefit from it. And one shot. And there's so many different pets that synergize well with this combo of Murkalot, Autumnal Sproutling. Basically anything with Arcane Storm is a good pet, but I'd say the best one is probably the Undead one right now. The Soul Broken, just because it's an Undead. Undead's really good, and you also take weak damage from the Twilight Clutch Sisters cleave, so that's very nice. Because Twilight Clutch Sisters broken OP. I mean, it's one, you know, AoE ability, just hits too hard. That's all it is. Alrighty, so I'm just kind of stalling here. I'm waiting to see what he does. That's the nice thing about the Autumnal Sproutling is, you know, it gives you a lot of a lot of healing and, you know, stalliness, while also being able to dish out damage if your opponent tries to do the same thing. There's a crit on me, so I'm going to swap. I'm going to preserve my health on my magic pet because that's really my only possible answer to that Trunk's one shot. So here's his strategy, of course, finally commencing. Is he throws up his Uncanny Luck on Poda, brings in Trunks, has 4 turns, or 3 usually, because they'll usually feign death, but in this case he just went toe-to-toe, which was a good move. This player played it well. He just has a terrible matchup against against Murkalot with his rabbit later on. So of course I swap, bring in my Bright Paw. I'm going to be able to change the weather on him on the next turn. I'm going to not get one shot because I have a magic racial, thank goodness, because he does crit me here, and it would one-shot me, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. It would do a lot of damage. It'd be a bummer. But now the weather's changed. It's good for me, bad for him. That means I go first. He doesn't. He's obviously not going to swap. I have strong damage against the rabbit if he does. He has 2 rounds left of his Uncanny Luck, so that's why I know he's not going to swap. He has 1 round left, so he's going to obviously go for another when LX fly. I'm just going to hit him with a Fist of the Forest. Luckily for me it doesn't crit, but even if it did crit, at this point I have the game won because Murkalot is faster, Arcane Winds is the weather, and then the rabbit can't beat Murkalot at the health that he's at right now. No way, no how. So I throw up my hot just in case he's cheeky and goes for a dodge. That way I can swap, but he kills me. Smart move. Throws up his dodge. He tries to play as well as he can. He gets all the RNG with his flurries. It doesn't matter. It's too much weak damage. He goes for that burrow. All I have to do is Righteous Inspiration, Falling Murloc. So he does get a crit with that burrow, but it's not quite enough. He has the option to run right now, but I guess he doesn't want to. I guess he's curious how much damage this is going to do. There you go. It's 1368. Alrighty, so like I said, this is my favorite pet right now, I think, to pair with Autumnal Sproutling Murkalot, is a Soul Broken Whelpling. You have an Undead Racial, you have Arcane Storm. I'm not happy that you have a Magic Spammable Racial. I'd be much happier if you had an Undead Racial, or sorry, a Magic Spammable Attack, or I'd be much happier if you had an Undead one or something. Maybe Flying one would be the best, because you do have that kind of weakness against elementals with your Autumnal Sproutling, obviously. Or even Dragon. A Dragonkin ability would make sense because he's a Whelpling, right? That would be good because, or good for me, bad for them, bad for my meta, because then I could take care of the magics that counter my one-shot. But I mean, it doesn't really matter. Magics aren't that good of a counter because magics just aren't that good. Magic pets are weak. There aren't really any good ones. There's some gimmicky ones, but that's it. I tried out Empowered Mana Fiend as an option for the 3rd slot, and it does well, but obviously not against Twilight Clutch Sister. So I have Arcane Winds. Can't be stunned. He has a Puppies of the Flame I have to worry about. There it is. Now that it's on cooldown, I just have to wait for him to come back up, and I can one-shot him on either of his pets, and that's the other real nice thing about having Arcane Winds is cleave damage just kind of helps you with high health pets. High health pets do well against Murkalot generally, or they definitely do better than low health pets. There's really nothing that does well against Murkalot but Graves, Wicked Pup, basically any undead with Consumed Corpse is going to be a pretty solid option because you can just kind of leave them there at the back line. There's really nothing Murkalot can do because there is no critter AoE in the game. So, yeah, you just kind of leave your Graves for the end, let your other two pets kind of take care of whatever, you know, is going on. And then you have your Graves to hopefully be able to have two charges of Consumed Corpse and take care of Murkalot. So that's a pretty solid counter. Not the best, obviously, but, I mean... I don't know, it might be the best. Graves is very good. I don't see any Death Adders. Death Adders would probably do decent, I think. But then again, all I have to do is just AoE them with Righteous Inspiration, Blackfuse Bombling. So that might be why you see no beasts. Although Twilight's fantastic. He's a good Twilight Clutch Sister counter. Just because he has that one speed advantage, and then of course all that strong damage with the stun and everything. It's great. So I'm going to open up with an Arcane Storm to change the weather on him. That was a good mind game for me to change it right then and there so quickly. He's going to go ahead and blind my Falling Murloc. He was probably predicting a Righteous Inspiration, so if I had Righteous Inspiration there, I would have been boned. Game over. No way to win. But that didn't happen. So now I can Fist of the Forest him. $1380 damage, one shot for either his kitty or his elemental. And if he'd brought in the aquatic, I mean, is like, you know, a left testicle left of health. That's all, you know. I'm not too worried. But down goes the Nightshade Sproutling, in comes the aquatic. I'm going to go ahead and throw out that Arcane Storm so I can't be stunned later. There are probably better pets than Arcane Winds users as the third option, though. I mean, I like the synergy with Falling Murloc, but the reality is I'm just fine with swapping right after stunning myself with it most of the time. So, some very good options to pair with Murkalot Autumnal Sproutling are Frostwolf Ghost Pup is solid. He has that AoE heal to just, you know, kind of help stall for yourself. He has that, you know, 690 damage. Ghostly Bite. So I mean that's two attacks on your team that do 690 damage that you can pair with a Righteous Inspiration. I mean that is so much damage. Unfortunately one of them does stun you, but that's okay. Actually 3, because you have your 684 damage Falling Murloc, which is basically the same thing, you know. But so this guy, Zazen, yes, best ever in the whole world.
22,000 wins. What a guy. Ooh, but getting beat by Murkalot. That's a bummer. It's a shame. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm trolling you, man. You're good. Slash salute at Zazen at the same time. Slash spit. What a scumbag. Look at this. Alpine Foxling, Twilight Clutch Sister, and this is all he plays. It doesn't lose much, let me tell you, even against me. It's a very good team, and he plays it well, but oh dear, I had Amplify Magic up and Arcane Winds up, and I went for my Falling Murloc, and down he goes. Oops! What a bummer. So now he's going to... I was expecting a dodge, but he goes for an AoE. He's going to go ahead and dot me up. I'm really trying to get that dodge from him, but he doesn't want to give it up. Well, he knows once that dodge goes on cooldown, I'm going to potentially be able to Righteous Inspiration or, you know, swap or do something. So he used to play a little more reckless against me. Now he doesn't blow his cooldowns all the time. And it's all mind games, really. You know, if he wins a mind game, he'll win the game. If I win the mind game, I'll maybe win. It's a very good team. Double Twilight Clutch Sister, and the Alpine Foxling is so good. It, you know, counters the undeads that are good against you. And of course, the speed buff is fantastic because then your Twilight Clutch Sisters have super speed. So I just pray he doesn't get me with a crit, and he doesn't. So GG, but a very close one there. And I don't know, my win rate is, I'd probably say he wins the majority of the games against me, but I play a lot of teams against him that aren't really necessarily counters. If I wanted to beat him all the time, I just run Blight Breath or Eater, and then, you know, maybe an Alpine Foxling or a Warbot or a Son of Animus, or just kind of swap it up. Maybe a what else would do well? I beat him with an Elec Plushie once. That was funny, but he definitely misplayed. That was Elec Plushie, Blight Breath, or Eater. Unfortunately, I didn't get that one on tape. I really wish I did. So this is a tough matchup for Murkalot because it is triple undeads. Generally, you know a team is really, really, really good if you know, it has Murkalot and it still beats triple undead. These are good undeads too. He's running a Haunt, Consume Corpse team, so I know that is his strategy. So having one shots is going to be a very good counter for me to have. Alright, doot on this. Stupid Graves. Alrighty, so I'm going to go for a Powerball here. Speed is more important than the damage, because I'm low health. So I'll be able to get off another Powerball before he kills me. Alrighty, and so I can now one-shot his Ghost Pup, or his kid, if he didn't swap right there on that turn. So I'm glad he didn't. Throw up my heal, but I'll go down anyways, doesn't matter. Because I already know that his Ghastly Kid has both Haunt and Hoof. Which, if he had either Diseased Bite or Ghostly Bite, I would be screwed. So, lucky me. Unlucky him. Alright, so there is an overpowered. I'm guessing he has Burp, not dodge, or he's not going to use dodge if he has it, since he just used an overpowered. So I'm going to go for a Righteous Inspiration. It'd be really smart of him to use a dodge right now if he did. Smart in like a mind gamey way, but he doesn't. He goes for a Ban Hammer, which is not a good move in that situation to use. Maybe his gerbil jumped on his keyboard or something. Alright, so I'm going to take some weak damage from this Dream Whelpling here. And, well, we've seen it before. We know what's happening. But he does have a Wicked Soul, and I don't know if he has Haunt or Curse of Doom yet, so he could get cheeky, and he could have swapped on that last turn if I had gone for a Supercharge. So I go for a Powerball. I'm seeing that he is not swapping, so I go ahead and go for a Supercharge. That would have been super smart of him to swap. I think I only had one Powerball, right? I think he was still faster on his Wicked Soul. No, he's a Power Speed breed, that's right. Forgotten. Okay, so yeah, Power Speed breed, so I'm not worried about him juking my one-shot with a Haunt. I mean, he has Curse of Doom anyway, so I was worried about nothing, but doesn't matter. Righteous Inspiration. He is already under 1380 health, so bye-bye, Mr. Wicked Soul. Dead in a stun. Beautiful. So yeah, odd moveset for a Wicked Soul, that's for sure. Go sleep by it sometimes. It'll pay off though. It's not a terrible option, I think. But I don't like it. I like to run the basic attack. Anyways, I don't run Wicked Soul that much anyways. It's not that good now that Haunt got nerfed. It's pretty good with Warning Squawk, Direbeak, Hatchling, I think. Yeah, Direbeak, and then Rebellious Imp. That's a solid team, but it's stally. It takes forever, especially if you're running against Shell Armor or Shell Shield. You just kind of have to wait it out and wait for them to make a mistake. And oh, I am so mad right now. 25% chance. Decoy's been taken care of. Can't miss Under Darkness. I should be able to one-shot his... Nope. I get stunned by a 25% proc. So I am furious, but I don't AFK yet. Go ahead and swap just to reset the duration of that stun. I mean, it's not stun, that dot on me, Murkalot. And bring back in my Autumnal Sproutling. Can't get stunned this time because I have Resilience, so that's nice, I guess. As nice as, getting stunned on your Righteous Inspiration with a 25% chance can be. Salt is real. Oh, and it gets better. There is a crit. So, Sticky Grenade isn't enough to kill me because I'm elemental. So, I will go ahead and I'm predicting an Alpha Strike or a basic attack from him, so I swap just to preserve my Autumnal Sproutling. He goes for Nocturnal Strike, which could have missed on my elemental, but it also could have hit, so, I'm okay with this, with that trade-off. I'm going to go ahead and throw up a crit buff, and he's going to swap to his Mechanical. He's seeing those green arrows and getting greedy. So he goes for a Sticky Bomb on the least important pet on my team. Good move, buddy. So, yeah, Poe is dead, but I don't care about him. All he does is throw up a crit buff so that I can get lucky later on. Which clearly there are better third pets than Poda for this team. I was just having kind of a fun win against this guy. Oh, spoiler. I don't know. I mean, to me, it's like, it's really it's not very much fun to watch losses, especially losses that are like stupid RNG and, you know, just like it was played well, but then, you know, like, you know, an unfortunate loss at the beginning to RNG. Oh, wait. Oh, well, there we go. So there's a crit for 2,000 damage, which basically, you know, saved me from that earlier stun. And then he misses another Nocturnal Strike on my Elemental, so that's obviously nice. I'm getting more crits, but these other crits don't really matter. The one that really mattered was that 2k one, and that was what I was kind of sticking around for the battle for, was the chance of doing that. And it ended up happening basically because he screwed up and let me kill his mechanical with my Poda. If he had just saved his mechanical for my Righteous Inspiration later, he would have easily beat me. But no, I don't know. I think he would have easily beat me. With the stun, you know, getting that stupid stun on my Righteous Inspiration was so annoying. So this is another team by Michael Leo. It's called the Murkalot, and it's pretty good, but it definitely doesn't do great against lots of undeads, especially since I'm running Disease Bite instead of Hoof like I probably should be. But I hate losing to triple humanoids. It's so annoying. So, and you can totally lose to triple humanoids with this because all they have to do is have a deflection for your haunt, and no haunt for you. But if you do get that haunt off with Righteous Inspiration, it is, as you can see, 280 damage every single tick, not 140 as the tooltip on haunt says, because you have basically 100% damage buff for the entire duration of it. So that's nice for you, bad for them. Gonna go ahead and dot him up. He's gonna die on the back line if he swaps, so that'd be a bad idea. What's going on, guys? Not really doing anything right now. They're pretty chill gerbils. Alrighty, so he's going to waste some turns for no reason, which I see that a lot by prismatic barrier users. They hate breaking it themselves, or don't know that they can, or I don't know. They like to just throw it up and then just pass their turns until it's gone, which is obviously good for me since I can heal and just wait for my Righteous Inspiration to come back, but stupid for him. So if he didn't do that, I probably still would have won, but I don't think I could have gotten a flawless victory. Definitely a lot of mistakes made by my opponent here in this game, and his team probably should beat mine, I think, if not definitely should beat it if played correctly. Dreadful Breath is a very good counter for Twilight Clutch Sister. Blight Breath is one of the best pets to counter Twilight Clutch Sister with in the game. So, I mean, that team, the thing about it is it gets wins, and as you saw, it won there, but it really probably should have been a loss. And that's how I feel about a lot of my wins with this team, honestly, not just this one. So, it's an alright team, but it is not the best, especially after the Haunt nerf, I feel like. Simply doing two Twilight Clutch Sisters and then whatever you want, whether it's a Bone Serpent or Warbot or just anything, really, a rabbit, it can be anything, but Alpine Foxling is probably the best third pet because of the speed buff, and then of course you counter undeads very nicely. This is Zazen again, and I'm trolling him with Twilight Clutch Sister. Good thing he didn't dodge, huh? If he had dodged, I'd be sad right now, but he didn't. So let me go ahead and throw out a Twilight Fire, stun him up. Dot him up one more time. And he's going to bring in his other Dragonkin, which is a real big mistake because he's setting me up to be able to RI Twilight Meteorite him real fast, which is my strat. I'm just hoping that he doesn't, you know, nuke me too fast. Which is very easy for him to do since he does have that speed buff now, but I'm going to be one step ahead of him here, just barely. He's going to go for that Twilight Fire. I'm just going to attack him in case he swapped for no reason, because you may as well. So, you know, may as well. Obviously he didn't. He's going to hope that I don't go for a Righteous Inspiration. Of course I do. His idea is to go for a dodge now, of course, but I've already gone for my Righteous Inspiration. So one turn ahead of him. Barely got the win. And that guy beats me all the time, so if you want to see me lose to him, go and let me know. But I just don't like watching losses. I think that they're boring and annoying. Generally. I like watching wins. So, hope y'all enjoyed. I'll see you on the next video, and hopefully it won't just be Murkalot spam. It's just, Murkalot's really good. But I am getting tired of him, not gonna lie. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed. If you want to see more Murkalot videos, let me know. I'm assuming y'all don't. And if you have any suggestions for some fun new teams that you'd rather let me see, then, you know, let me know. I'll try them out as soon as I get these new pets in BFA. I just haven't even collected all the wild pets yet. I really need to spend more time. Just like actually playing WoW. All I've been doing is random battlegrounds and then farming my PvP pet battle meta. But it's been pretty fun. The meta's kind of dead at some points, but it's gotten pretty competitive. Zazen's a very, very experienced player, and he basically just plays Twilight Clutch Sister. Twilight Clutch Sister, fill in the blank. Which is OP. It's pretty good. So yeah, I wonder when that's going to get nerfed. And I'm wondering when Murkalot's going to get nerfed, or if. So, I don't know. Y'all think he should get nerfed? I do. He's too good. Oh well, I'll see y'all on the next one, whenever that is.